Hello, 大家好。
大家好。
So today we're gonna talk about one of Western culture, which is when two people got married and the wife changed her last name, same as the husband's.
Yeah, so one of the things that I didn't realize about Western culture is that we're sort of the only ones who change our last name. Like when a woman marries a man, then the woman will change her last name to the man's last name, usually. Like, it's kind of traditional. But I didn't realize until, like, me and Xiao started dating and, like, sort of talking about, like, marriage that most of the world doesn't do that.
Remember, like, when the first time, like, you asked me, what's your mother's name? And they was, my mom's last name is something. And they were just like, what?
Yeah.
Your mom had a different last name?
I was like, why does she have a different last name than your dad? Like,
and I was like,
aren't they married? Like, usually if you're legally married, like in the U.S., you would change your last name to the man's last name.
And then for me, like, why do they need to change last name? They should keep their own last name. Like, why do they change? So for me, it's a shock that you guys changed last name. And for you, it's shocked we didn't change the wife's last name.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Honestly, I don't know why we do it. Like, it's just sort of, I think it's based off of, like, Christian culture. It's just kind of traditional, like, basically, like, when a woman, like, leaves her father, like, her father's home, traditionally, then she'll take on the man's last name that she marries, and they'll become, like, one flesh or whatever, like the family unit. But it, like, thinking about it, it is kind of weird, because I'm like, why does it have to be the man's name, you know, like like, and now, like, some kind of more progressive, like, couples are just keeping their own last names, or sometimes the guy will even take the girl's last name.
I'm all for the gender equal. Like, we can change to your last name next year. How about that? Let's both have
No, it's
American
so much paperwork. It's so much work to do. Like,
that's true.
You really have to change, like, your social security card, your driver's license, like, all of your, like, credit cards. I mean, social media is not a big deal, but, like, pretty much anywhere, like, even my nursing license, I had to, like, let them know about my name change and everything. It's, like, a big process. So I mean, now that it's done, I'm like, it's kind of cool having the same last name.
But when we got married, I didn't expect that you change your last name, because I'm not American, I'm Chinese. In China, if I married a Chinese girl, the girl would never change her last name. It's kind of weird that the girl, can I change my last name to yours? So I never expect, like, Hannah now, all her paperwork, she has a Chinese last name.
Because now, like, if I make an appointment or something, register for something, then the person sees me in person. They're like, oh, I expected you to be, like, Asian or, like, Chinese. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm not. Or, like, at work, some people will see my name badge and be like, oh, are you...
Who are you? What are you?
And sometimes I'll, like, joke around with people.
Why
like,
do you...
I'm Chinese, yeah. And then I'll just
do
be
people
like,
believe?
oh.
Do people believe?
I mean, I think they don't really want to, like, say, like, you don't look Chinese, because it's, like,
you do
weird.
Not look Chinese.
So I just pause, like, awkwardly, and then I'm
not.
like, I'm just kidding, I'm married to a Chinese.
I think in China now, a lot of times, like, if you have two kids, the one kid has a father's last name, one kid has a mother's last name. It's happening.
That's a little weird, though, because then you're, like, picking favorites. Like, I want this one, you can have this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I don't know. I think they all want to carry your family name to the next generation, you know? Like, I'm putting my Chinese last name to this girl. So I'm, like, putting my Chinese ancestors' face
to carry on the name, the family name.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, what if you just have a daughter? Then the family name kind of ends with you. But then I'm like, why does it matter? Like, the family, it's just a name, you know?
Yeah. Did I tell you, like, the only reason I marry you is I just want to give you the Chinese last name?
Oh, really? It
Yeah.
seems kind of like a lot just for that.
Yeah.
A little bit of waste of your effort. I'm going to change it back. You know, I'm a feminist now, and I need to just keep my own last name. Oh, and our kids are going to have my last name, just so you know.
How about you pick one, I pick one? One.
We don't pick favorites.
Okay.
So thanks for coming to our little talk.
Okay.
Hope you learned something.
Okay, bye.
再见